Hello everyone, welcome to the Ozark Outpost. This is Global War 85, Operation Abrams, U.S. Global Command 6.4. Okay, we're right into tech. PGM AMD Advanced Logistics Caterpillar Drive. Okay, PGM, yes. Advanced Logistics, yes. The other two, no. So PGM is complete. Advanced Logistics is complete. All right, now military aid. Okay, if you remember, I think I mentioned before that the Walker Spy Ring event allows the U.S. to send NATO up to 3 units of military aid per turn. One has to be Navy, one has to be land, and the third can be whatever you want. So the U.S. is spending 18 to send NATO a destroyer, an A-10, and an artillery. Then the U.S. is spending 12 to send 2 next-gen MBTs to the Benelux POMCUS and another 12 to send 2 next-gen MBTs to the Rhineland POMCUS. And then they're spending the remaining 10 on an attack chopper and a field artillery. Okay, that's that. Combat. Gonna be a little bit of combat. Not a whole bunch, but a little bit. Okay, our old and trusty B-52 from Diego Garcia flies 1, 2, 3 over here to I-3, where it's going to shoot 2 cruise missiles into Tanzania in a surgical strike. SSN from I-1 comes up to I-3. It is adding a 3rd cruise missile to the surgical strike in Tanzania. Now this time it's Soviets in there with a SAM, so there will be missile defense. Over here in South America, the B-52 from Great Lakes is going to fly 1, 2, 3, 4. He can go 5, it doesn't matter. He's got plenty of legs. Send him 5 to A-37, where he's going to shoot 2 cruise missiles into French Guiana. The SSN from A-34 comes down to A-37. It is shooting a 3rd cruise missile into French Guiana. And then the cruiser from A-34 is coming down to shoot a 4th cruise missile into French Guiana. One of the amphibs from A-34 loads the 2 Marines from Cuba. It comes down here so that they can go ashore in an amphibious assault. The attack bomber from the fleet carrier in A-34, 1, 2, comes down to join the attack. 1 airborne from Cuba is going 1, 2, 3 in there to join the attack. And the next-gen MBT from Venezuela is going overland to join the attack. Now let's refresh ourselves on the jungle penalty for vehicle class. All attacking vehicle class units suffer -1 penalty on the attack. So he'll be attacking at 5 instead of 6. And that's going to do it for combat. All right, so let's do the surgical strike into Tanzania first. There's 3 missiles going in. So 3 AMD shots. 1 missile is shot down. So 2 cruise missiles fly in for 1 hit. And since the Americans completed PGM, all of their cruise missiles have land target select. Yeah. So, spin around here, and the Americans are going to target select one of the light infantry. So, there you go. Get that out of there. And now we're over here. So let's get the auxiliary tray. We don't need to battle board this. Auxiliary tray, there we go. Okay, so the first thing is the Americans have 4 cruise missiles, first strike. And the Americans get 1 hit. They get target select, so they are going to kill a light infantry. There's that. Okay, now two Marines and an airborne, all at 3. There are 2 hits. Wow. 2 hits. And a next gen MBT at 5. For a 3rd hit, that's what is required. Let the attack bomber go in since he showed up to the party. That's a 6. That is 1 overkill, so that's plenty. Okay, we have 2 airborne defending at 2. They miss. 1 light infantry. He does get a hit. Okay, so the Soviets are kaput. The Americans will take the airborne as their casualty, and French Guiana is liberated. Hooray! 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 Enthusiastic crowd. All right, and that's going to be Soviets down 1 from 42 to 41, NATO up 1 from 48 to 49. And it doesn't matter, it's not going to affect anything now, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. The space launch facility will be back in action on the next NATO turn. Okay, so that is it for combat. Now non-combat. Of course, the attack bomber He's going to land back on the carrier because the fleet is all moving down here. So let's get everybody back like that. Put the SSN on there. The two SSBNs are coming down to rejoin their protectors. The two frigates from A33 go 1, 2 over here to also join up with the fleet. The B-52 goes back to Great Lakes from whence he came. Okay, let's move up here a little bit. The two next-gen MBTs, 1, 2, to Northeast United States. The fighter sitting there on the Azores is going to leave the Azores and fly 1, 2, 3, 4 down here to A37 to land on the supercarrier. The MBT here in Northeast United States is going to sea lift 1, 2, 3. He will go ashore on the Azores. Okay. As long as we're here. Down here in Gulf States, we have a field artillery. Field artillery. We are going to heavy airlift him from Gulf States. And remember, you see a SAM here in southern United States. Since we're at stage 4 of advanced logistics, we have 2 heavy airlifts per turn now. So the field artillery is going to airlift into, it's going to heavy airlift into northern Germany. So I will put him on the card over there. And then the SAM is going to heavy airlift into Rhineland. So I will put him on this card over here. Next, we have 3 airlifts now. Let's check and make sure. Yeah, 3 airlifts. 3 airlifts. So we are going to take light infantry from Nicaragua, and we are going to airlift him into Macau. So these guys all signed a military pact with the U.S. when the Soviets declared war on Iran. Then we're going to take an airborne from Cuba. I don't know how much good it's actually going to do, but we got to try. So we're going to airlift him into Iceland to join the defenders there. And I don't think we can airlift anything else because we don't have any place where we've got a base we can do it with. Okay, so that's it on heavy airlift. That's it on airlift. Oh, that's it on sea lift. I think. Actually, I lied. There's another non-combat here. This light infantry in eastern Iran moves over to Shiraz. Now, the Americans have two mechs in UAE. They're going to sea lift one of those into eastern Iran. I wonder what we might want to do there, if anything. I'm thinking about that light infantry that's sitting up in Afghanistan all by himself, saying, please, please come kill me. We're changing our mind. Rather than airlifting the light infantry into Makkah, he is going to Afghanistan instead. And then this fighter from UAE is going to fly up to Afghanistan. And then the Top Gun ASF from the fleet carrier in I-6 is going to he's going to fly up to Afghanistan. He flies up to Afghanistan. The fighter from the fleet carrier in I-6 is also going to fly up there. So take him off that carrier. Then the two MBTs from Makkah move up to northern Saudi. The two mechs from eastern Saudi move to northern Saudi. B-52 here flies back to Diego Garcia, where he has a slight problem on landing, but he corrects it. And I think that's it for non-combat. Sorry that took a little longer than normal. I was doing a little thinking on the fly. Okay, so now we are placing units. So, the attack chopper, and the field artillery can both go here in southern United States. And then 2 next-gen MBTs into Rhineland at the Pomkis, and 2 into Benelux at the Pomkis. Now, we need to do a recruitment roll for Iran, which I can do right here with the auxiliary tray. Five doesn't do it. So no joy there. So now we deliver aid. So the destroyer is delivered to the minor shipyard. It joins the fleet in A6, so he goes on the card. The A10 is delivered to the major air base in Rhineland, so he goes on that card. And the artillery is being delivered through the major shipyard into northern Germany. So he goes on that card. I will go ahead and transfer these Pomkis deliveries, well, one of them, to its card. All right, and there's what the additions on the 2 cards look like. That's northern Germany, that's Rhineland. All right. I think all we have to do left to do now is collect money. So the US is at 51 plus 8 makes 59 minus 4 makes 55. Ozark Outpost. Oh, wait a minute, missiles. Sorry. The Americans shot all of the cruise missiles they had in stock on that turn. It was 7. And they are building 3 per turn, so that's what they build back is 3. And then they get their 1 anti-ship missile. Ozark Outpost. Over and out.